So this is gonna be like, a little, friendsgiving today. I have some cards. We can pull cards. We can just talk about whatever is going on in our lives. Thanksgiving plans. Do you have any Thanksgiving plans? I'm, thinking about foods that I'm gonna make. We always do Thanksgiving at my parents' house. So I realized that I'm not really that big of a pumpkin fan. Like, I don't dislike it. Um, it's I'll try to actually communicate in the physical world. That would probably help. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm walking around, like, thinking about thinking about people. Oh, you're in Chicago watching the lake. Is it cold? Um I feel so, I always feel so much more alive when the weather starts to get colder. I'm kind of the yes, we should definitely do that. That we could hear each other better that way. 45. Yeah. Um, mhm. It's nice and, I don't know what the temperature is here today, but it's, really rainy and misty and cool, um, which is my preference things. So, what about your, what about your art? Like, what are you doing? Are you working on anything right now that is giving you life that feels good? Yeah, I know. I'm in the minority, I think, on the in the summer, I have to like, I love being outdoors and being with my plants and stuff, but I really have to do it in the morning and the evening because middle of the day, summer, the sun, like, it just knocks me out. I can't do it. Um I have, like, the opposite of seasonal affective disorder, I think, whatever the opposite would be, like, I thrive in the winter. I love it when it's dark and cold. So I've been working on on this, novel manuscript that I have been in some way working on for years, and I for this my goal this year it was my goal last year and I didn't meet the goal, but my goal this year was to finish the rough draft this year, and I've been in this really strange place with it where I think it's good idea, it's good characters, it's a good setting. I wanna keep working on it. I think it's the right project for this time, but I could not get myself to, get in the flow. Like, I just couldn't get in the energy of it, and I realized last week that I had set it in the wrong time period, and I changed the time period, and so now I'm in the flow. So I'm very excited to keep writing and, of course, here we are, and it's the holidays, and it's the end of the year, and, it's tough to, it changes schedules change, but, um I'm finally in the flow with that. So you're working toward 2 big shows next year. Finding the yeah, wow. That's cool. Are they, both of the shows gonna be in your area? Like, in your area in your scope area? What is the word? Where we live. What's the word for that? In refining your website. I'm constantly thinking about my website, and I guess I always will be. I had last year, I guess, I had a psychic reading with someone, and one in South, one in Michigan. Cool. In Michigan. Um, um, and I was asking questions about my work, and this thing came up about how much I mess around with my website design, and basically my spirit guides were like, "Yeah, it just you do that too much." I'm not saying that's the case for you. I'm saying that's the case for me, but I'm still gonna continue to mess with it all the time. So, it's the new moon in Scorpio. Uh, I was thinking about that this morning about, um, the truth coming out and the truths, like, in the broader sense. Cool. Um, well, that's great to feel excited. Um, and how that also is mirrored within ourselves, like seeing things in ourselves, seeing our own truths, or um, coming, just coming to terms with things or coming into understanding about things. And I haven't done it yet, but my new moon ritual today is going to be to write down two things, something that I'm ready to let go of or that I need to let go of, and something that I would like to bring in by the end of the year. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how so many times for me, the things that I do, I can see that people are joining, but I can't see who you are. So thank you, and I'm glad you're here. Um, but uh, I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, things that I hold on to out of habit. So, as I think most of you probably know, we lost Rocky in October, and that it has been just the most. It's been really hard. It's been very hard. But in the last year of his life, my life, like my day, and what I did was very much built around him and his well-being and what he needed. And so, um, I would do my exercising, or, um, I would do a lot of things actually from my bedroom when I would first wake up, because he was asleep in the bed. And so I didn't want to wake him up. And so I would let him sleep as long as he needed to sleep. And I would do like indoor walking videos as my workout. Well, today I woke up and did my meditation, and I got up and got my coffee and everything, and I turned on YouTube to do an indoor walking video, and I realized I don't really like it. I don't really like doing indoor workouts. I like walking outside, even if the weather's not great. It's what I prefer, but I was just hooked into that habit of this is what I do. And I think that this is a really good time to think about those things, to think about the things that we do out of habit, or we do because it used to work for me, or I used to like it, I used to enjoy it, or this is just what I do. But this is a good time to, I think, examine those things and think, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Carol. I know that you understand, and Um, it's just sad. It's just it's hard. Um, anyway, I'm so it's so hard for me to read and talk and remember what I was gonna say all at the same time. This is some I have to get accustomed to doing this again. So I apologize if I'm saying something and then I just trail off and it becomes nothing. Um, oh, so the truth, if this is a time for truths to be revealed, then I would also want those truths about me to be revealed to me so that I can be true with myself. And I think that, I think as we're coming into this end of the year, I am really thinking about, what do I want? What do I really want? Do I still want the things I thought I wanted? And I'm also thinking about simplification and how to make my life and my home and my work and everything a little more streamlined and a little more simple. And I was just sitting here in this room looking at the amount of things that I have in this room. I mean, I'm not a minimalist, and I organize and organize and clean, and I still just continue to have so much stuff in my space. And I was just sitting here looking at it and I was thinking, would I be happier and would I be better able to work and would everything be flowing better if this were all gone and I just had, a single candle on a table? And the thing is, I don't think so, because I think that I think at first I would like it. At first I would feel like, oh, that's refreshing and clean and clear. But then I would just gradually add all of this stuff back. So I don't know what to do about that. Because I do feel very weighed down by things but I love little objects and colors and textures and fabrics and having things around. Um, So I haven't really decided yet about my, what I wanna release and what I wanna bring in. Yes, yeah. That's the problem, is I continue to collect. But I do think it is just how I am. Um, there was something else I wanted to talk about. It's written here on this screen, um, somewhere. Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell you this story. Um, I think sometimes that humans tend to think in these really big, broad terms, and we think about our goals as these really big, our life goals and these things that we want to achieve. Or we sometimes think about our well being that way, or our emotions, or, we think big. But the truth is that the actual quality of our life and the beauty of our life is in the everyday small moments, the day-to-day living. And yesterday, I realized that we were out of coffee, which is bad. I have to have it. So I could have pulled together a grocery list and had it delivered, or I could have gotten in the car and driven to the grocery and got, bought some coffee and some other things that we needed. But instead of doing that, I decided to walk to this little grocery that's in my neighborhood. It's in the next neighborhood over. So this is a tiny little grocery that you would only know about if you lived over here. It's small and sweet and very neighborhood vibe. They have a deli and they sell baked goods and they sell one kind of coffee. They sell local coffee beans. They have now put in a tiny little children's bookstore attached to it. It's great. They have odds and ends. So, like, if you need to buy one battery or an ink pen or something, you can go do that. So I decided, it was really misty and foggy and wet out, and all of the leaves are on the ground, and it's cool, what most people would call cold, probably. And so I decided to walk there and buy coffee. And I decided to not listen to anything as I walked, or just listen to my own thoughts. And so that's what I did. And I had this beautiful walk through the leaves. And when I walked into the market, There were votive candles burning on the counter. The owner was sitting at a table working on something. There was folk music playing. The floors are wooden. It smells lovely. The Thanksgiving pies were out. I bought my coffee, had a little exchange with with the guy that owns the market, and then I walked home. And it was such a beautiful, errand. It was really beautiful. It was a feast for my senses, and I got to walk and move my body and be out in my neighborhood and notice everything that was notice the vibrant colors and feel that mist, and I came home from that and I thought, like, that's life, really. Those moments are what make up our lives and what it is to be human. And I think that's what people mean when we talk about controlling or considering your inner landscape or having this control over your thoughts or how you're living. We can't control the things that happen in our lives, but we can control to a certain extent how we are thinking about those things or how we are experiencing life. And just making that choice, it was just a simple choice to take the slower, um, more beautiful route to it getting what I needed, which was coffee. And was it more expensive? Maybe not really. Not really. And it gave me this experience and this um, lovely little outing for my day. And I think that is something. That is something. So when I sit around and I write my journal at the end of the day and I'm thinking, I'm not doing anything, I'm not accomplishing anything, I didn't get all of my check boxes checked off for the day. But that's never really true. It's never really true that you're doing nothing or you're not getting anything done or you're not, you're getting something done just by living, just by being alive and by taking in the atmosphere and the story of being alive. So I just wanted to share that with you. I guess that's my gratitude, my sharing of gratitude today. If anybody would like to share your gratitude for today, please do. And you don't have to because you don't have to feel grateful. We don't always feel grateful, but so I have cards if anyone would like one. I have the Mary Magdalene Oracle. It's a Megan Watterson deck. And if you would like for me to pull a card for you, just say so in the comments and I will pull a card and I'll show you the card and I'll read to you, um, the message that's on the front of the card. And then in the booklet, each of these cards has a little question that you can take into your journal or into your meditation if you want. Nobody wants one. That's really nice, Carol, to have the community walking vibe plus the nature. Yeah, you would like a card. Awesome. So your card is the fifth power. I am a body and a soul. Look up. I will look up your little question. So she calls these soul voice meditations. And the one for this card is What helps me remember that I am also a soul? That's nice. That's kind of interesting based on the conversation that we were just having, because I think you could look at the community nature kind of like body and soul. Pretty cool. Anyone else? Yeah, nice to not have to drive everywhere. I'm kind of out of the habit of driving right now. I had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of problems with my car, and now it's fixed for the most part. It's as fixed as it can be, but I kind of just got out of the habit of, like, I'm always looking for ways that I can do whatever I need to do by walking instead of driving. So, um, all right. I think I'll pull one more card just for everybody who's watching, or anybody who might be watching this. Girl Warrior by Oh, really? That sounds good. This is another thing I've realized about my year. I track what I read, and I realized that I'm writing fiction, like I'm working on a fiction manuscript, but I have read almost exclusively uh, nonfiction this year. I have read almost exclusively memoir. It's interesting. Joanne, you'll take a card. Yay! Thank you for being here. The legacy. Love is always legendary. Okay, so your soul voice meditation is, whose love lives on through me? Nice. I recommend this deck. I really like it. I like the images, and the booklet is nice. But I just think the art is pretty. That's cool to think about that. Our legacy, the people that, we're sort of living in a line of people, or living in a group of people. So Girl Warrior, I will definitely check that out. Um, you're welcome. Thank you. I'll just hang out a little bit in case there's anybody else would like a card. I think that I always, whenever I know that I'm gonna, it's lovely to chat with you too, Carol. Thank you. Thank you for being here, everyone. I always keep these little notes of like, oh, I want to talk about that, or I want to talk about this. Yes, you're welcome. I'll try to always do that. Um, and I will try to kind of change the times around for these. Hi, Kelly. I'm glad you could be here. So that the time works for different people, if that makes sense. So, Kelly, would you like for me to pull a card for you from the Magdalene Oracle? We've been pulling cards. Oh, thank you. That's so kind, Joanne. Thank you. I Thank you. Yeah, this is my, this is my November my autumn sweater. All right, Kelly. Yeah, I always think that if I'm gonna go live, that I have to have some sort of theme, like, there has to be a plan, and what I realized is, like, I really just like I just really wanna have these studio moments with you where we can come together and talk about whatever, and pull cards or not, or talk about whatever, and just be together, so I really appreciate you, being here and sticking around for that very non-structured live. All right, Kelly, your card is Mary Magdalene. Love only ever expands. And there's a little a question in here that you can take into your journal or into your meditation. Where has my love not yet reached? Oh, that's such a powerful question. Right. Has anybody else been reading anything that you like? So I did when I noticed that I've only been reading memoir this year and I haven't been reading fiction at all, I decided to start reading some YA because I'm writing YA. And I found a little collection of books on Libris, which is my favorite place to buy books. They're used and they come from thrift stores and, used bookstores all over the country. And so you pay for shipping, but the books themselves are thrift store prices, sometimes just like $1, $2, $5. And so I found some YA to read that was kind of in the sphere of what I'm writing, but not exactly. Um, and that's kind of how I'm finishing out the year is reading that. All right, guys. Well, I really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you, and if you have any suggestions of topics that you would like to discuss during a live like this, or uh, videos or posts or whatever, please let me know. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry to hear that, but I understand how that can happen. It is all fluid. Oh, that reminds me. That's one thing that I did want to share with you before I go today. Um, as you know, like I used to do intuitive work as sort of my primary work, and I'm not doing that anymore. But last year, uh, at the end of the year, around this time, I made an offer of I called them oracle maps, and they were readings that you receive in the form of a PDF. So you could print it out and put it in your planner, or it's like a little magazine that you can print out. And the oracle map, what I pulled a card from an oracle deck for each month of your year, and then sort of tuned in and did a general sort of impressions or energies or messages that I'm receiving for you for that month. And so then what you get is this PDF that has a page for each month out of the year with an image of the card and the little reading. Symbols are things that you can then use to activate your own intuition or meditation practice or what have you. And this year I hadn't thought about it. And then I've had a couple of requests for those. And so I am going to do them again this year. I do them in the order that I receive the request. So I have, thank you. I'm glad that you love yours, Kelly. Um, So I have 2 on deck right now to work on. I will start working on those on Monday, and my what my promise to you is that you will have it by the end of January, and of course, if if you, make your request earlier, you'll get it earlier. Most of them will go out long before the end of January, but they are a little bit time consuming for me and energy consuming, so it takes me a little while to do them. So that's why I give that period of till the end of January. But if you're interested in getting an Oracle map, my website is Lori-Lyn Hurley.com, and you go to the shop page and you will see that offering there. So I'm happy to have received the requests for those and to do them again. And like, I always I never I never want to give the impression that you should give your own power away to anyone else. My desire is always that anytime I'm doing intuitive work, that work would be helpful to you in igniting your own inner guidance and your own inner knowing and your own intuition. That's always my hope, is that's the exchange that's going on there. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I just love you. And um, I'm just sending love to each of you now. And um, we'll be back. We'll be back again soon. Have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. And if you do not, then have a great day. and um, um, eat foods you love, whichever way. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I love you. And I'll talk to you soon.